And we are live. So it takes just a couple of minutes for people to start rolling in and all that. So one thing also that I do, just to let you know really quick, if I feel like it's going to be a long answer or think it's going to be a long answer or it turns into a long answer, whoops, hang on just a second. I had to mute me over on the other channel because I was hearing myself back, which I don't like. But so I'm going to minus myself out so that you take up the screen while you're talking so that I don't interrupt or draw attention away from you, okay?
Yeah, and I've told him to gag the dogs. Gag them.
Gag them, exactly. Hey, guys, so we got Johnny, we got Mossy or Mosi, and we got Lady Night. How are you guys?
Hi, all.
Just so you guys know, Patsy cannot see the chat. So I'm going to be relaying that periodically back and forth to her. And any questions that you guys have, just save them to the end and we can ask her some questions, okay? And here is her channel also. If you guys have not checked out her channel, please do. She's got an awesome channel full of really good content. So we'll get started in a couple of minutes. Oh, we've got, okay. We got Whale Song 81. Is that Lori? If I remember right. And we've got Bosadie.
Hi, B. Hi, Whale Song.
We got Summer from Astaria Sen. Hi, guys.
Hi, all.
So if I ask a question to you, it does take... Oh, no. And we're just going to decline it. Hopefully he doesn't call back.
Always
my
husband.
Figures, right? Yeah. Okay, good. It is Lori. I thought so, but my memory's getting better. So.
Oh, mine's getting worse.
Yours is getting worse. Well, I do sell for mine. It's working. Oh my gosh. That's my text. Let me just tell him really quick. I am in a live. Don't call back.
Now, if he's anything like my husband, he'll try again in 5 minutes, just in case you're finished.
Yeah, no, he'll be okay. He won't bother me again. If he does, he knows it's not going to be pretty. Exactly. So we've also got Creative Coffee. Hi there. And we have Jen from Science to Soul, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Sonia. Hi, Sonia. And we have the Tarot Magician. Renee, right? Renee. Okay. So if you're ready, we're just going to get started. We got Adri from Witchy Woo Woman. Hi, honey. All right. So I know you recently changed your channel name.
Yeah.
What made you change your channel name and go?
When the idea first started about coming onto YouTube, I had a Facebook group with my daughter, one of my older daughters, and she reads tarot as well. And the idea was both of us to have a channel together. So it was like Two Paths Tarot. But then her situation changed and she couldn't do it. And then I'd done it on my own. But the name didn't seem right because there was only one of me. So I kind of kept it. But the more I kept it, the more I kept thinking it needs to change because I don't just do tarot. There's other things as well that I incorporate in the channel. So I put it out to the subscribers to choose me a channel name. And we ended up with Patsy's Mystical Musings. So that's how the name come about.
I love it.
It suits it better, I think.
Yeah. Very cool. I think I got everybody. Oh, hi, Darlene. Shadow's Truth. Okay, so the next question is, how long have you been on YouTube?
I've had a channel about 18 months, but I've only actually started putting content out about 14 months, I think, something like that. Because I had about 3 or 4 months where I just stalked everyone and just watched and didn't actually put anything out. So I've had the content about 14 months.
Okay. All right. I hear that a lot. A lot of people watch for quite a while, sometimes even years before they end up starting their channels. So
yeah, it's just getting nerves up, isn't it? Just to sort of work yourself up enough to sort of think, oh, I'm going to go and do it. So
absolutely. Yeah. So the next question was, what is the direction that you envision for your channel?
I don't really know. I'm just sort of meandering along and seeing where it takes me. I want to carry on doing what I've been doing, but also incorporate other things as I learn it, sort of share it. So I've got no set route to follow. Just sort of see where it takes me, because I'm one of these people who's something shiny pops up and I'm interested, then I'll do it. But I can lose interest just as fast as I've got it gained interest. So we would have to see where it takes me.
I love being able to minus myself out. He is something else, let me tell you. Someone was probably walking by.
It wouldn't be your live if you didn't show up, would it? Let's face it.
So true. He steals the show all the time. He's a little attention whore. But anyways, I love that. You just really don't know, because whatever.
See what pops up and where I go. Do you know what I mean?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So how would you label your spiritual path?
Well, that is I've always just thought of myself as a bit of an oddity, because I'm sort of have so many different kind of if something resonates with me, I'll take it on board, but then it's part of that doesn't resonate with me, I'll just leave it. So I'm a bit of a mishmash, I suppose. I've got a bit of this and a bit of that. So I didn't think I particularly had a certain path. I just assumed that I was just this oddity, until last month, because I can't read or do too much, and I have days where I just have to sit around. Patsy over at Kelly Sunflower had sent me a link to the listen to the Green Witch, and that really surprised me, because all these years I've been saying, no, I'm not a witch, no, I'm not a witch. But I was listening to that Green Witch on Audible, and it was like, well, I do that. Oh, well, that's what I do in my practice. So I think, but I wouldn't like to label myself, but I think that I lean towards that Green Witch path, but with other things added to it, because I'm never that straightforward. But that's it.
Makes perfect sense.
I am just a bit of an oddity.
You're just eclectic. Like who said it? Mossy said it. Like most of us. Most of us here are just eclectic. We pull what makes sense and leave the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, do you use divination? And if so, what types?
Yeah, I use tarot, oracle, Lenormand, Kipper, other sort of fortune telling cards, the pendulum, but I'm not so keen on that. And I've got a crystal ball, and also my charms. I love to do charm readings as well. So that's about all the forms of divination that I do. And I'd love to learn arums too. Oh, and runes. I'd love to. I've got a set of runes, but I don't know how to use them properly, so I'd like to learn that. And I'd love to palm read too. See what I mean? I just go off on one.
I'm just thinking. The question should be, what divination don't you do?
Exactly. That's why I can't set any route out for my channel, because I just sort of wander off in all directions. Do you know what I mean?
I love that. I love that.
If I'm interested, I'm there.
What one have you been doing the longest, would you say?
Tarot.
Tarot. Yeah. Okay. And when did you start that?
Sorry?
When did you start that, tarot?
1991.
Okay. So quite a few years. What has that been?
Nearly 30 years.
30, yeah, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. I'm an old hand.
So, do you have a website, or do you have like an Etsy shop, or do you offer readings and stuff for people where they can pay?
I don't have a website. I'm not that technical. I would never be able to keep it up. So I'm an Etsy no. I do readings in my town and whatever. I used to work at a shop doing readings at the shop, and people who I used to read for at the shop know where I am, so they ring me and they'll come to my house and I'll do readings at the house. I've also done like the psychic events where you go and set up a table and do readings there. Yeah, so I've done them sort of things. But
And
yeah,
do you enjoy doing those, the shows and stuff?
yeah, I do. Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
done anything, but that sounds really exciting.
It's tiring because you can have sort of like 15 readings in that space of time that you set up, so it takes a lot out of you. It can be very tiring.
Oh, I
So
bet. I bet.
yeah.
I'm just checking to see if anybody. No, pretty much everyone is just saying hi to each other. Okay, good. So the next question is, do you know what your tarot birth cards are?
Yeah, I've got fun ones. I've got the tower, that's one of them, and the chariot. That's my other one. Yeah, story of my life, really.
You got some
Yeah.
major spiritual stuff going on.
Yeah, just about sums me up, that tower card.
Wow. Hey, that's my birthday card because my birthday's
Oh,
on the 16th, so I can relate.
yeah. But my birthday card is 15.
Your
Number
birthday's on the 15th?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, so the devil is also my card.
Something in common.
You're my soul sister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You just got to laugh it off. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, do you know what your life path number is then?
Number 7.
Number 7. Another highly spiritual life
Yeah.
path.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is your sun sign?
Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Okay. And that's an
Yes.
earth sign too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the sign. Yeah.
So, do you know what your significator card in the tarot is?
The Queen of Pentacles.
Queen of Pentacles. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your current favorite deck right now, tarot deck? Or Oracle, I guess it could be too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't choose, so I'm going to give you 3, just because I can. Do you know what I mean? But
That's
Tarot
right.
of the Hidden Realms, that's got to be up there, and the Joy de Vivre, of course. So it all sort of. If somebody asks me my favourite deck, I'll go, depending on my mood, Joy de Vivre, or I'll say Tarot of the Hidden Realms. But I also love the Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Machete as well. So they're my 3, and I can't always choose between them.
Beautiful.
But
All 3 of those are awesome decks. So, are those the decks that you're currently working with, or what are the decks that you're currently working with?
well, again, I'm a bit of a nightmare. The decks that I'm intending to work with doesn't mean I'm going to, because I might get sidetracked. The Herb Crafters, this one. Oh, I don't know which one I'm going that way. Yeah, the Herb Crafters. And this one, the Guardian Tarot. Whoops, I keep going the wrong way. Have you seen that one? The Guardian Tarot?
Move it over just a little bit. The
Oh,
other
I'm
way.
going the
It's
way.
like backwards. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
It's like they're supposed to be trees, but they look more aliens. But I'm going to try.
I think I remember your walkthrough of that.
And this way, the Fairy Forest. I've wanted this one for ages, and I eventually got it. So it's gorgeous deck. I'm going to do a walkthrough of this. And then the other one Oh, wrong way. That one. Magical herbs. They're my intended decks to work with, but who knows? Who knows? Watch this space. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely seeing those green witch tendencies there, just in your picks right there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Very nice. And would you say that you are a collector of tarot decks? And if so, how many decks do you currently own?
Well, I don't class myself as a collector, but people would say I am a collector. And I have in my house over 100, but I've given away probably 50, to give you an idea. But I've still got 100. So as fast
That's
as I
insane. But that's also kind of dreamy too.
I give one away and then I have to replace it. So I'm sort of like, I replace it with 2 though. I give one away, replace it with 2. So
I almost spit my tea out.
So I'm a bit of a nightmare.
No, I think that's wonderful. Hey, if you can afford it, why not? People collect all different kinds of stuff, but you're going to use it. You know, you use it. And if you don't, then you give it to somebody else, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and my daughter's got a good collection from her mother. Do you know what I mean? Because if I don't want it, she'll have it. Do you know what I mean? So it works. It works.
Now, does only one of your children read cards, or do you have more that read cards?
One who does it a lot. There's 2 other ones that have dabbled in it, but they don't do it all the time. But one of my daughters does it all the time. Yeah.
That is so awesome. I wished my daughter did.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone to share it with, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Summer and I talk all the time. I mean, we must be an hour every damn day FaceTiming. So it's nice having somebody to go back and forth with that has the same kind of interest that you do, because none of my family does really.
Yeah, me and Bissett is like that. We go backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Gotta love that.
No, because she's an enabler. She's like, have you seen this deck? You need to get this deck. So there's me looking at it. Oh, yeah, well, I can order that deck.
Yeah. So, Summer and I do that too. We're like, we got a new deck. You want to see the walkthrough? Look at this. And then we're like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to love it, though. So, do you currently have a favorite book or artist?
I can't really read at the minute with the old eyes the way they are. So reading, I haven't really done an awful lot of. So there's no, I love Catherine Cook's in that old English Victorian kind of drama sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Takes me back, that does. So I do like that. But as artist, there's a Native American artist, and something Turpninger, I can't think what his first name is, but he'd done some stunning artwork on Native Americans. I love that. But in tarot, I love Paulina Cassidy's artwork. I just love her decks and the artwork that she does. So they're my favourites.
She's the joie de vivre, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. So, do you have a current TV series that you are enjoying right now?
I don't watch TV.
So that would be a no.
Yeah. My husband watches enough for both of us, but no, I don't watch TV. I used to, but I've not watched it since I started having problems with my eyes. But even then, I only watch things like we have a program here called Call the Midwife. I love that series, and Downton Abbey, that kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah, just them kind of old worldy kind of shows. That's the only ones I really watched. Yeah.
I love time period pieces. I like going back into other times.
Yeah, me too.
Very interesting. Do you have a favorite witch movie or series that you've seen?
Not watched any. The kids used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But no, because I'm not a movie or TV person, I really don't watch anything.
Okay. Do you have a favorite season of the year?
Autumn. Autumn's my favorite. Yeah. I love the changing of their leaves and how nature all changes and the colours and how you get those cool. Well, you're supposed to get cool, crisp day. We usually get wet, miserable days here, but I like that season. That's my favourite.
Yeah, I love autumn.
Mm.
Mossy says that she loves The Crown. The Crown is very interesting. I love The Crown.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. My sister says I should watch that, but I've not been able to.
Well, Sadie says she loves Call the Midwife.
Yeah, it's great. It's about a bunch of midwives in the 1950s, 60s, you know, in London. Very good.
Yeah. So, do you feel a stronger connection with a certain element?
Earth. Yeah, I think that's probably because I'm an earth sign and I love all the planting and gardening and all that kind of thing. So, earth. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of your own gardening?
I pot around with pots and plants rather than garden. My garden's all laid with concrete, so it's all pots.
I gotcha. I'm just trying to mute this damn phone. Let me see if I can. Problem is, I put it on Do Not Disturb and I forget and leave it on Do Not Disturb for like the next 24 hours.
Then you think that's been quiet.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? This has been nice, actually. All right. So, do you work with crystals? If so, what is your favorite?
I do. And my favorite, I would say, is selenite. I love selenite. But I love all crystals, you know, because they've all got different properties and what have you. So I don't think there's any that I'm not keen on, but selenite is probably my favorite. But I love amethyst too, and malachite as well. And well, I could just carry on. I'll just stick with those three. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of crystals?
Yeah, I've got a big dish full. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
The biggest one I've got is about that size. It's selenite angel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you shown it on your channel?
I have, yeah. It's over there. Do you want me to go and get it?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh, wrong way. There she is.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
That's the wrong way again. There's the back. It's like a love heart.
I love that. And I love selenite. It just changes the atmosphere.
Yes.
It's wonderful. All right. Do you have any daily rituals that you do?
Only my daily drawers. That's all I do, you know, with the tarot and the oracles, and if I can, Lenormand. So I try and get those in daily.
Is it like a one-card draw, or are they spread?
3 cards. I always use 3 cards. Yeah,
oh,
3 cards. Yeah. And if I can, then I'll try to go back to them later in the day and kind of work out where they've sort of, you know, it depends on the time and the eyes. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So what is that? I think all who are open-minded to these paths, topics are wise, which is anyone in the chat as well. Your compassion and kindness shines through, my friend. Oh, she was talking with Darlene. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like prying in the chat here. All right, let's see here. I know that you prefer tea, but I was going to ask the question anyways because we already talked about this beforehand.
Yeah, it's got to be tea. Typical English tea with sugar and milk. Yeah.
All right.
And no, I don't change that. Like I said, I'm a creature of habits, so that's what it's always the same.
Yeah. So do you have a special skill or hobby that you would like to discuss? And I know you do.
I have lots of hobbies. I wouldn't say I've got any skills, but I've got lots of hobbies. Do you know what I mean? I used to draw a lot. I've not been able to do that for a while, but I used to do a lot of drawing. I miss that actually. I do used to like doing some drawing, But that's got past the past. But I like to connect to spirit. And I do a lot of mediumship courses and that kind of thing. So I like to do that. And obviously the connecting with the angels and what have you. But also messing about with plants or anything really. I just like to be kept busy. So yeah, and past life readings. I love doing past life readings. And then I'll get immersed in trying to connect different things. Do you know what I mean? So I'll go into research mode. Then I've got to research that time period, and do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's what usually keeps me busy.
You do great past life readings. I've seen at least one.
Yeah.
Have you done more for your channel? I'm sorry.
I think there's 2. I think on there, 2 or 3. I keep meaning to try and get to do another one, but it's just finding the time because they're so time consuming. But my intention is to get another one out there and another ancestors reading as well, because they fascinate me as well.
Yeah. And the deck that you used, was it the deck of enchantments or something like that? Everyday enchantments?
I use the everyday enchantment for spirit readings when I want to connect to spirit, and I use the stretch tarot when I want to do past life readings and ancestor readings.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got that Victorian Edwardian feel to it, very vintage looking, and it works really well with past lives. Yeah, really well.
So Lady Knight of Avalon says, yes, Patsy got me hooked on the stretch tarot for past life readings. She said she loves it. So.
It's a gorgeous deck, and it's brilliant for that sort of thing. Yeah.
Emma says she loves the Buddha picture in your background too, that's behind you.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 of those. Yeah, dotted all around. I never stop at 1. I've got 5.
I've in your like intro, you show the like altar or area that you have with all your angels. Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous.
Yeah,
Seriously beautiful. Beautiful statues. So, what is your favorite holiday or Sabbath? Do you?
Christmas, Yule, Christmas, that time of year. I just love the excitement. I still believe in Santa Claus. I still believe I'm going to see him in the sky. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking, I'm waiting. Do you know what I mean? It's just a magical time. I'm worse than the kids. I'm a nightmare.
I love that.
My kids say to me, Mum, you do realise he doesn't exist? I'm like, if you don't believe, you don't get. And they're like, we believe, we believe. So, you know, and the oldest one's 31 now. Do you know what I mean?
So would you ever torture your kids when it came time for them to open up their gifts? Like make them wait more?
No, my dad used to do that to us. He used to make us get up, go downstairs, have our breakfast, do this, do that, go and get washed, go and get changed. Then you can come and open a present. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you're just itching to get in there. So I don't tend to do that. I'm just like, go for it. Do you know what I mean? The papers everywhere, and that's my Christmas. Yeah.
My mom used to make like a huge breakfast for us that we would have to sit and eat before we were allowed to open her gifts. And she hadn't even started it. She hadn't even started the breakfast at the time that she would wake us up and start, jamming the Christmas music. So we'd have to sit there and wait the whole time. And she just loved it.
Yeah, my dad was the same, and he just loved it. Do you know what I mean? Love to see the anticipation on her faces to get in there.
But you know what? The laugh was on us because we always knew every year what we were getting anyways. When she was gone, one would keep watching, the other one would yell everything. Stop. Go lay down. I know, Baba. So, would you say that your reading style has changed over time since you started reading?
Yeah. I'm more intuitive now, I think. I think when you first start out, you have these set ideas of what each card should mean. And if it comes up and you think, well, that don't go with that, so how does that work? And you sort of try and muddle your way through. But over the years, I just trust what my intuition, and even if it doesn't, that card real meaning doesn't particularly say that. Do you know what I mean? To me, if that's what it says, that's what it means. Do you know what I mean? So I go more on an intuitive basis than I do the card meanings. Do you know what I mean? It's just seems to work better. It flows easier, I think. And I think each deck for me reads differently because it will depend on what the images of the cards are. So one deck would tell me one thing, where another one would probably tell me something slightly different. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
They have different energies to them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hi, Amber. I seen Renee say, "Yes, I believe." She believes in Santa. Gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta believe.
I love that faith. Absolutely. Okay. Do you remember your dreams?
Not all of them, but I remember important ones. I get lots of visitations in my dreams, and I always remember them. And prophetic ones, I suppose. When I know something's going to happen, I'll dream something, and then I'll know that I've got to remember that. And them dreams I remember, others I don't.
When you say visitations, do you mean like past loved ones, or do you mean like angels, or all of the above?
All of the above, past lives, but I also had angels. But my dad come to me, and my nan, different people that I've loved and lost. They very often visit in dreams, and not often, but when they do, it's one of those things that you just don't forget. It just stays with you. It's lovely. So yeah.
And just something I wanted to touch on really quick. I know that just for anybody that maybe has not seen on your channel, which probably everybody here has, but in case they haven't, when you've had communication with angels and stuff, kind of, because you'll find like feathers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They'll just like show up like out of nowhere.
Yeah. Little tiny white feathers, and there's no reason for them to be there. They'll just turn up. To give you a quick example of what can go on, my first husband, before we was divorced, but he found out he'd got cancer, and he found out it was terminal, and my oldest daughter was with him at the hospital, and I asked the angels to be with her, because she phoned me up and said, "Mum, so I asked the angels to protect her and to be with her and to help comfort her. And she said to me afterwards, she said, "I sat on the bench, Mum," she said, "just to write a time on myself." And she said, "All these little white feathers just fell all down all over me." She said, "It was like somebody had, like these feather pillars, somebody had hit me with a feather pillar, and it just exploded all over me." She said there was tiny little white feathers everywhere.
Wow.
So, and she was miles away from me, So, yeah, that's the kind of thing that they can do.
I got goosebumps. That's really powerful. Hi, Debbie. How you doing, honey? So, is there a time period that you feel particularly drawn to?
Yes, the late 18th Victorian period, going into First World War, that kind of period of time. But I also feel a real connection with that period of time, but also North England, like Newcastle, that kind of area, Durham, of that sort of part of the country. That's always drawn me to that. I've always loved watching the TV shows and read the books, all of that area. And it was quite freaky because it was always a love of mine, that sort of Newcastle area. And years later, I'd done, about 15 years ago now, I suppose, I'd done my family tree. I started doing my family tree, and I didn't realise, because my family never talk, but I didn't realise that my mum's granny had come from Newcastle, and all of her family and all of my ancestors on that side come from up Newcastle, Durham way. And the freaky thing is, what I didn't know at the time either, when my second daughter was born, I called her Emily. And I just liked the name, thought Emily. Years later, when I was doing my family tree, my great great grandmother was called Emily. And when I saw a picture of this Emily, it's like looking at my daughter. Same shape, same
Oh
face,
my
same hair.
gosh.
It was really, really strange. And it's even today, I'm like, that kind of weirder that worked out, that is, because it's just like the image of her. Very strange. Yeah.
Do you think that one of your past lives was around in that area, around that time period?
I do think so. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that because this Emily, great granny, she was born in 1872. And this is when I keep having I've had this real connection with that time period and that area of Newcastle and Durham. So it makes me wonder if there's some connection in the past life with that particular family unit. Do you know what I mean? Because it's something I do believe in, that we come back in soul groups. Do you know what I mean? So we stay with the same people. And the fact that I named her Emily and she's the spitting image, it's just kind of somewhere along them lines. I think there's a connection. Yeah, I do think so.
Absolutely. So you were somehow, I wonder if your daughter was actually Emily and you were maybe a sister of Emily's or something?
Yeah, it could well be. Yeah, could well be.
Or maybe her daughter.
Yeah, or son or husband. You know what I mean? Because you can be over 6, can't you? So,
right.
But one thing that also, when I had a past life regression, and I was a soldier in the Second World War. The First World War, sorry, not the Second World War, the Great War, the 1914 war, that one. And I was on the battlefield, and I was killed in this battlefield anyway. But that's where my life ended, was on this battlefield. But the question was, look at the person who's next to you, who you're with. And I looked to the side of me, and there was I was a man in this life, obviously. And my best friend was there. That best friend had the face of my brother in this life.
I remember you saying that. You told that story on your channel.
Yeah. And I think there's a connection between that life, because it would all tie in with that period of time, being a young man in the Second World War. So I think there's probably some kind of connection there. But so that's another one I'd like to delve a bit deeper into. Do you know what I mean?
I have never had so many damn goosebumps during an interview. Just saying. Wow, that's amazing. Didn't you say that you lost your brother early?
25, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I was 24, he was 25. Yeah.
Wow. So you guys were even really close in age.
Yeah, there was 14 months. Yeah, 14 months.
Wow. So were you raised in your current path, or did you veer off from your family?
My family are non-believers, a bunch of non-believers, as they say. Do you know what I mean? They Dad was one of these who believed there was nothing. Mum, she never really mentioned anything. Mum's got into the medium side of stuff since she lost my brother and my dad. She's interested in the mediumship, spiritual side of things, but she's not. She wouldn't have no, not tarot or anything like that. She's like.
What does that mean, mediumship?
Connecting with spirit, connecting with past loved ones. Yeah.
Like through dream work, or while she's awake? Does she have like a certain practice with that?
She doesn't do it. She likes to go to see people who can do it and bring messages for her. Do you know what I mean? So she doesn't actually do it herself. She just goes to mediums to try and get a message from my brother or my dad. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, I know, Bubba. So, do you feel supported by your family spiritually, though?
My children and my husband, yeah. But the wider family, not. They're not into. No. But my children and my husband, the main people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I just started my mediumship journey as well. Renee from the Tarot Magician says she just started her mediumship journey.
Yeah, it's a fascinating journey. Yeah, it is a fascinating journey.
Emma said, I just saw something earlier where a couple lost their triplets in a car accident, 2 girls and a boy. A year later, the woman fell pregnant with triplets again, 2 girls and a boy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of stories out there like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
My goodness.
Really interesting. I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching these stories because there's quite a lot of them on YouTube and they're really interesting. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, fascinating.
It definitely is. So, if you could have a deep conversation with anyone during any time in history, who would it be and why?
Somebody who's still living, it would be the Dalai Lama. I would love to sit and have a cup of tea with the Dalai Lama. Do you know what I mean? He is just so cool. Do you know what I mean? It just, yeah. But going back in the past, any of my ancestors really sort of delve deeper into their story and see how they lived and that kind of thing. Yeah. Hi, Sully.
Exactly. Someone just walked through the door, so I didn't know it was locked, but I'm down here.
Okay, can I open it for you?
I don't care. I'm in a live. That's my daughter now. She just came home from work.
Yeah.
Always exciting when it's alive, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think the Dalai Lama is so cute. And I know this is probably not appropriate, but I would just love to just grab his cheek.
Yeah, me too. Do this to him. Yeah. Pat him on the head.
Yes. He's so cute. Oh my gosh.
And when he gets
when I see him, I see just like joy. He's just so joyous.
Yeah, he's just always smiling and laughing. He's just got that energy, isn't he? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you could go to any event in history, what would it be and why?
VE Day in London, where they celebrated the end of the Second World War, and all the soldiers and everything was out on the streets just celebrating the end of all those hard years. I'd love to have been part of that crowd. Even though I don't like crowds, I'd love to have been part of that crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine the joyous energy in that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And relief. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, never boring moments in a live. LOL. Debbie says that's probably not allowed, Rachele. Go like that to the Dalai Lama.
Probably not, but it'd be good, wouldn't it? You could have one cheek, I'll have the other.
Sounds good. He might not agree, but
I'm sure he'd think it was funny. I'm sure he'd say, go on.
He would probably turn the other cheek, even though that's... Don't listen to me. I'm stupid sometimes. So the last question, what do you wish to gain from your channel going forward?
Meeting more friends. Yeah, meeting up with more friends and connecting with like-minded people. Do you know what I mean? And having discussions. It's good to discuss without arguments and, being open-minded about each other's practices and beliefs and what have you, without feeling like you're being scrutinized or made fun of, or do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I'm going to open this up. I already asked Patsy earlier if I could open this up for any questions that you guys have for Patsy. So go right ahead and go ahead and ask any questions. He'd never expect it, she said. Well, I would ask him first.
Well, of course,
you just do it.
Like, geez, yeah, you'd have to ask. You can't just go in for him, can you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We probably couldn't even get close to him. He's probably got a whole bunch of people around him protecting him, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
Hi, Trish. Johnny says, oops, it's going a little bit too fast now. I would like to talk to David Bowie, John Lennon too. My great grandma was full blood Cherokee, Indian, Native American. Very nice. Those would all be great people to talk to, Johnny. Definitely.
2 seconds. Mike. I've just got a text come through, just showed me I need him to go and answer for me. If he can get his earphones out, he's listening to Netflix. Mike! Husbands, they never come when you want them, do they? Oh. 2 seconds, this is important. I'll be straight back.
No problem, honey. So, she said, Debbie, you kind of missed it earlier. She said that she's been reading since 1991, I believe. 1991.
Thank you.
Darlene says, no, you wouldn't, Rachele. I swear I would ask him first.
Are you still talking about squeezing them cheeks?
She says, I wouldn't ask, or at least I think that's what she was referring to. No, you wouldn't, Rachele. I would ask.
I'd try and catch him as he walked by. Good. Just in case he said no, because if he said no, I'd still have to go for it. So
I was thinking that.
Can I pull your cheeks? No. Go on then.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you for watching, honey. So Bosadie says, are you going to do witchy stuff on your channel, Patsy?
I'm hoping to include some more. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm going to do a lot more, or try and do a lot more pottering around outside, and when I go out collecting stuff, to take you with me on the little journeys and see what I find and what I do with them and that kind of thing. So yeah,
perfect.
That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
I love that. So Lady Night asks, do you have many different spreads for past life readings?
I stick to the one that I show on my channel because I've found that one. I've tried other ones, but I find that one covers just about everything, and you can add whatever many cards you want to each particular section of the spread. Do you know what I mean? There's no set rule. If you want to lay 10 cards to one question, you can lend, you know, you can lay 10 cards. So I tend to stick to that because it seems to cover the whole span of being born right until dying. Do you know what I mean? So I like it for that reason. Yeah.
So Summer from Astaria Sen asks, do you have a favorite tarot spread in general?
The 9 box. It's 333, you know, the 9 box. I find that kind of, you can spend an hour or 2 hours on a 9 box, but you know, you can read it in so many directions, in so many ways, and
what kind of a spread is that?
It's just 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards, and then you can add whatever you want to it. I usually do the first card. It depends. I mean, the middle card and the first card are the most important. That is like the energy and the significant. What's the middle would be like the significant, what's going on around you, and the first card would be the energy you're bringing into this situation, and then all the rest would kind of tell a story, and you can read it. Left to, you know, you can read it in sets of 3s that way, 3s that way. You can go diagonal, you can match corners, a bit like a Lenormand spread, but you use it with a tarot. Yeah, I have got some of those.
That sounds really interesting. Do you have those on your channel?
Yeah, there is a couple I think on the channel. Yeah, but where I do the 9 card. Yeah, I think you can get an off. I think I've used them on either a monthly look ahead or a weekly look ahead or something. I will use those.
Okay.
They're really,
I'll have
really,
to check that
really
out.
good. Yeah, you can put whatever meanings you want to it. That's the great thing about it. You can say, well, this is the past, this is the now, this is the later, in whichever direction you want, and you can put what you want to it. You can change it up how you want to, as long as your intention's there when you lay the cards. It is what it is.
So it's just telling a story, really. I mean, that's what it's doing. It's just telling a story.
Yeah.
So, Emma says, Patsy, have you shown all of your angel statues on a video, or do you think you would?
Most of them are on that, you know, where I had that clip what you was talking about with my most of them was on there. Yeah, over the years I've had lots, but I've had to get rid of a lot because of the dust with the eyes, so I have to try and keep stuff down now to to a more manageable limit, so it's not got all these little bits collecting all the dust. But yeah.
So Johnny says, Patsy, I have an Egyptian goddess Bast, French ancestors, Cherokee Indian ancestors, Cherokee Indian Native American, Great Spirit. That is cool.
That is great, isn't it? Yeah.
So Jen says, this is so fantastic, fascinating. Sorry, I've not kept up with chat. It's getting, as I'm getting ready for my day, but listening intently. That's okay, sweetie. Many times I do the same thing. I don't, if I'm just like doing something else while I'm watching, you know, something I'm not really super talkative, I'm watching though.
Yeah, sometimes I can't chat at all, so I just have to sit and listen. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't do it. So I'm very often lurking. I just can't be commenting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really hard with your eyes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So does anyone else have any questions? This has actually gone by really fast. Normally they're an hour to an hour and a half, but they usually tend a little bit more on the hour and a half side. When you started working with angels, did they come to you or did you look for them? And that's from Lady Knight of Avalon.
I looked for them. I'd say I looked for them. I was looking for, well, it's hard to say because the first time that I was interested in angels was many years ago. My boys were little, and I'd brought a deck of oracles, and I never knew you could get any oracles at that time. I'd only got these little tarot decks, and I'm not one at that time to go online and that, and I'd come across a Doreen Virtue deck of cards, and there was an angel card, and I thought, oh, I'll give them a try. And it was weird because I opened the box, and I think I've probably told this story before, but as I opened the box and was looking through, these two butterflies appeared. And it was the time of year where you just didn't expect to see butterflies. It was like, where you come from? Do you know what I mean? And I had one land on my shoulder and one land on my head. And it was like, wow. I just felt this real, like, peaceful, weird sensation. It was very strange, but it was like they were saying, yeah, you're supposed to be using these. You're supposed to be looking into. And from that moment on, I started looking into angels. And the more I looked into it and connected, then the easier it was to recognize when they was around. Yeah. But I don't see angels as these fluffy things, you know, that's not how I see angels.
What do butterflies signify? Do they signify like a metamorphosis or a change or something new is coming?
To me, they always signified a rebirth of some sort of, you know, like the end of one chapter, the start of a new one. The way that they changes from the caterpillar, don't they, to the butterfly and whatever. So it's like,
and that was the beginning of
like our cycle. You know, we live on this earth as the cocoon, if you like, you know, and then as we grow spiritual, then we grow into this butterfly. So that's the way I see butterflies. Yeah.
How fitting for that to happen then.
Yeah.
That was like signifying this is what your life is going to be changing into now.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah. Which do you have a favorite suit in the tarot?
Yes.
And that's from Summer.
Swords. I love the sword suit.
Really?
Because they've always stalked me, I suppose. But I just find them really intriguing. I think they get a hard knock on it. I think the swords. I do think they get a hard knock. You know, people see swords and go, ah! Do you know what I mean? But no, I like the swords. Yeah. They teach us a valuable lesson, swords.
They do, but they are definitely my least favorite.
Believe it or not, the pentacles are my least favorite. Even though I love the earth sign and whatever, they don't do nothing for me. They're the it's swords.
Which is funny, with you being a Taurus and being the Queen of Pentacles and being drawn more to the earth and the tarot. You don't like.
Yeah. My favourites are the swords. That's what I said to you. See, I'm a bit of a strange one.
Eclectic. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believing in nothing is a no list. Okay. I'm sure there was a conversation that I missed. Does Patsy create spreads? Do you create your own spreads?
No, I just, like I said, I've got a book on spreads, and sometimes I'll grab it but I just like to go freehand. I just have it, set the intention what I want, and I'll just go for it. Do you know what I mean? And you can do so much with tree cards even. Do you know what I mean? And just, that's what I tend to do. Unless I'm doing a specific reading, like a past life, then I will have set places. But apart from that, if I'm just doing a normal, if somebody comes to me, then I'll just do a box spread and then just double it up if I need to double it up to get further information with another deck of cards or whatever you, and just keep adding to it with the intention of what I'm asking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you did, or when you do larger spreads and stuff like that, is there a certain place that you've gone to get them, or do you have a book where you find spreads? Or in that case, have you made those? Excuse
me, I'm coughing. When I'm doing a specific spread like the past life ones, then I'll use a book, or I'll use the one what I found. If somebody comes for a reading, I'll start off with a 9 box, and then I'll just add to it. I'll get another deck and I'll double it up, and then if I need to pull more cards, then I'll just pull some more cards and just do it that way. I didn't learn with the, most people learn with the cross. What's it called? I can't even remember the
Celtic
name.
cross.
Yeah. I learned with what was called the gypsy spread, where it was 21 cards. That's what I learned with. So I used that for a long time. So yeah.
So Darlene asks, do you have a favorite tarot card?
The 8 of Swords.
The 8 of Swords. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's only because
a good card.
It's taught me so many valuable lessons this last year, and I've just got to love it now. I hated it to start with, but now I learned so much from it. So if it comes up now, I'm like, straight away, I know exactly this message for me. So I love it now because straight away I know what it's telling me.
Yeah.
And you have to embrace something what wants to stalk you, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that one is completely in your control. That's one of those cards that's 100% in your control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do the same thing. I will just watch and fiddle. I'm doing great. Let's see. I love the swords too. Bosei says. Mm-hmm. Renee says wands is mine, being I'm a fire sign. Mm-hmm. How do you know when angels are around? That's from Trish.
Yeah. Normally I feel an energy because, like I said, I see them and feel them as energy rather than people or fluffy things or wings or whatever. I feel usually on the side of me, I'll feel some presence there, and I can usually work out who it is by the feel of the presence and the colour of the presence. So it's like I get like a tall, it's like a column, like you get these tall columns. It's that kind of feeling, like a column of light. It sort of goes on for ages. It's not little or anything. It's really tall. And I mainly work with Archangel Michael. So usually it's his presence that I feel. When I feel him, it feels very protective. I feel a very protective energy around me. Somebody very strong and very upright. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of soldier feeling. And it's just the kind of impression you get from him. With Raphael, because I did healing, when he's around, I normally feel this loving energy, this energy what wants to kind of cuddle you and hold you and sort of. So that's how I feel it. I feel it as it's hard to, it's just like any other form of energy, I suppose. You just know when there's something other than your energy or the room's energy around you, and then I just get this glimpse of this light, this tunnel of light, and pillar of light, I should say, and that's when I know they're around.
Can
But
you like see it, like
in my
in your
mind's eye,
peripheral vision?
yeah,
Oh,
if I try
okay.
to look, it's gone. But if from the corner of my eye I can see, it's there. But if I go like that, it's gone. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
before that happens, there's usually signs that they're around.
And
Yeah.
that would be like the feathers and stuff like that also.
Yeah, it's usually, with me, it's always been the feathers. And lots of people have different ways. With me, it's the little feathers. But also, I get like little sparkling lights, sort of twinkling lights in my eyes, sort of in the corner. And as you go like that, they're gone, but they're there. Do you know what I mean? And then I know they're around. But yeah, that's how I know it's them. Spirit's got complete energy, yeah. Because I mean, I do get, like, when I connect with spirit, when they come around, their energy is completely different to angels. So that's how I know the difference.
Yeah. I'm still learning tarot. I cannot wait till I get it. You will, honey. You'll get it. She asks, what is the best way to learn tarot? And that's Trish.
The best way to learn tarot is to pick a deck up and start reading with it. You can get so bogged down by books and learning them, but this means this means this. And then, instead of just taking the card one at a time, really studying it, really looking at it, picking out things what stand out to you and think, and then just do that with every card. And if you want to look at the book, see what you think first, then go to the book and sort of see where it's very similar or not similar, but always go with that gut feeling, because every time you pull that card, whatever you thought is going to be there anyway. So do it that way, and then lay two together and make a story up using two cards. Then go to three cards, make a story up with three cards, and just go by the images and what you're feeling, what what intuitively you're being told, instead of a book and you're looking at a book and, well, this means this, oh, that means that, so together that means, oh my God, I don't know, that don't make sense. Do you know what I mean? So it's so much better just to go with what you're feeling and what you're seeing. That's how I think anyway, but everybody's different.
Very cool. One also needs to pick a deck that they resonate with. That's what Bosadie says.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Olga says, yeah, that's what she does too. First, my own intuition, and then maybe the book afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to your intuition is what Renee's saying as well. Yeah. Hi, Ricky. Hi, honey. All right. So does anyone else have any questions? This has been so friggin' awesome.
Been quick, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's been wonderful.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
These are so much fun. I tell you, if you guys are scared to do these or nerved up, you're not nerved up, are you?
No. Bosadie needs to do it now. Tell Bosadie she needs to get on there.
Oh, I would definitely love to do an interview with Bosadie. I tell you guys, email me. Seriously, I want to interview everybody, okay? Everyone. So just email me. I have a couple people that I have to email back, but I'm scheduling right now in February, close to March. So, yeah.
I love to listen to other people's views, and other people's paths and the differences and the similarities, and I just find it all fascinating. Because we're all different, even if we're the same. Do you know what I mean? It's we've all got our little quirks.
Yeah. If Patsy could have a themed deck, what theme would she pick? So if you could have a themed deck, what would you pick?
That one I don't know. The Dalai Lama. I'll have the Dalai Lama on each one. No, joking.
No, you would like that.
I would. I don't know. No, I don't think there is anything, to be honest. unless there was an Elvis Presley deck, but I could drool over. I'd never use it. I'd just sit and drool over the images. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I could do with one of those. If anybody knows of an Elvis one, yeah, or George Michael. Do you know what I mean? I'm not fussy which one I drool over. But
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Trying to look and see if there's any more. God, it goes so fast. Would love to see you do the interview if you wanted. Oh, yeah, she's saying that to Patsy. Absolutely. Patsy, please contact me. I would love to do an interview of you, honey. You have the most awesome tarot collection, too. I love all your decks.
She's an enabler. That's what she is.
You know, so many of us really are, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ali is as well at Lunar Moon. She's a nightmare. Every time I see a deck she shows, I'm off and I'm buying it.
Yeah, you guys all have great taste. It makes it very, very difficult. Like I said, I've started this journey in 2018, and I picked up over 50 decks since August of 2018. Over 50. Yeah, it's time for me to stop.
Yeah, I say that it's time to stop. Then I go running off to them and buy another one.
Yeah, you guys are not helping me, you know. Nina says, I am just beginning to explore the messages using the Rider Tarot deck. Must a deck be gifted to you? No, your first deck does not have to be gifted to you.
I bought my first deck. I said I'd still be waiting for it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, me too.
Would buy me a deck. Do you know what I mean? So I had to go and buy myself one. Yeah,
I bought mine first. Okay, I will be doing this and giving it a try. Thank you, Trish. Now, let's see. Deck list. Yeah, YouTube made me do it. Exactly. Yep. All right. And yes, Elvis would be really, really cool. All right. Well, I think we have come to the end of this, sweetie. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely wonderful. I enjoy these so much. You guys have no idea. It's like sitting across the table from somebody that I watch all the time. I mean, who said it? Amber said it's like movie stars, you know? Getting to talk with movie stars that you watch. Because let's face it, this is like our TV, you know?
This is our TV, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're all each other's stars, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Patsy, thank you so much for doing this with me, honey. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. I've loved it. Thank you for asking me on it. It's been lovely. And thanks to everybody for the questions and for watching me. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So have a great evening, everyone, or day if you're starting your day. And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.